Hello everyone, I'm AJC with Casual Crusade. Improvisational jam sessions can be some of the most fun and creative times for both musicians and listeners alike. It unfortunately can also be the most frustrating, straining time for both musicians and listeners alike. Especially when the keyboardist wants to do jazz funk, the guitarist wants to play thrash metal, and the drummer can't play in the pocket to save his life. So, what are the key underlying elements that constitute an effective improv? This definitely isn't an exhaustive list, as I'm sure you could tell by the thumbnail and the title. But these are just a few helpful pointers that I've found in my experience jamming with some people. Number 1, listen. Don't feel the need to jump in with full gusto, especially when you know you're around other musicians who have both skill and experience. The essence of a good improv is just like a good conversation, and nobody's ever had a good conversation when everybody's trying to talk over each other, or when somebody has something to say and they don't say it. And in those scenarios where you're not really familiar with the genre that's being put down, it never hurts to stop and ask what exactly is going on. Humility goes a long way when you're trying to play with other people. This then leads to the second point. Number 2, learn measured patterns. The tendency for things to just fly off the handle when your guitarist thinks he's Steve Vai and shreds himself into oblivion could be readily avoided by simply laying down clear-cut musical boundaries in the form of measured sections. By laying down clear-cut musical parameters for people to play in, you alleviate a lot of the tension of people not knowing when to come in or when to stop. Let me break this down for you with the blues. Here's a typical 12-bar blues progression in E minor. Refuse to intellectualize something better felt than telt, so I'll simply state that, from what you guys can hear, by providing a clear, consistent chord pattern with a consistent rhythm to accompany it, you have so much freedom to do all kinds of groovy, smoothie things from the first measure to the last. Now I know some of you chuckle-headed hippies would say, but AJC, what about my super creativity that totally is an undiagnosed autism that would encourage me to break the norm of a pattern? To that, with all humility and contrition, I would say, keep that tentatively, but put it in the context of really knowing what not only you're doing, but making sure that the rest of the band knows what they're doing. That way, when you disrupt the pattern somehow, you go to a different chord, you play a lead section that's indicating to that chord, pointing to everybody else to go there. Everybody else will be on the same note as you. And finally, number 3, practice making other people sound good. The magic of an improv isn't an immediate thing. It happens over time when you and your bandmates develop that sixth sense of what's going on in the present moment. And in doing so, you sync up with the melodic thesis of the music itself. A musician's personality is inextricably linked to the music that they're actively producing, and wonderful things can happen when musicians forego their ego in favor of bringing out that excellent musical quality in the other person. But as long as there's that instinct to cover up and to be louder and to make everybody else seem lesser than in favor of yourself being good, that diminishes the overall quality of the music itself. Ego has to go.
Unless you're a lead guitarist like me, in which case, turn that ego up to 11.
But naturally speaking, it's inevitable that musicians are going to lean into ego. So when that happens, oh, the keyboardist has been playing for like 32 measures and he's still going. Let me see if there are some things that I can do to actively make him sound better. Does the guitarist think he's Stevie Ray Vaughan playing over that same 12-bar blues progression going on now for like 64 measures? Okay, then maybe on the drums I can do something to kind of spice it up a little bit, and maybe the bassist will pick up on it as well. It's that mentality of, all right, I see what you're doing. I'm not a big fan of it, but I want to support you as a musician anyway, and see how we can make that sound good. And just maybe, if the person isn't a psychopath, they'll do the same for you. So be empathetic with your bandmates, and try to get on the same level as them with what they're doing. And never forget, music is an emotional medium, and a bad attitude can disrupt even the best musicians from playing to the best that they can. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.